Good morning. All right, is everybody ready to dose? It is 6:39 where I am right now. A little late for my typical dosing, but just been doing stuff this morning. Had to make my coffee first, let the dog out, change the baby's diaper, all that good stuff. So this morning, I don't know if I've really talked a lot about like my story. I think I've shared a little bit, but this morning I'm just going to talk a little bit about like where it all started, how this started, when it was enough for me, things I've been through. So I'm just going to talk a little bit while I prepare and then while I dose. I cut the nails down because they were driving me crazy. They were just too long for me, so I cut them, and now I feel like they're much more my taste. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I had to let the dog in. Anyways, I am going to prepare if you want to prepare yours, and then we will dose. I hope everybody's having a good morning. I guess I will go ahead and start. So, addiction was something I never even thought twice about. Never thought that it would be me. I was probably even a little cocky about it because I remember my brother-in-law was and is, he's actually in his 3rd or 4th prison stay, was an addict, and I remember always saying that would never be me, and I used to judge the heck out of him, and I would get so mad when he would relapse and get locked up, and I would tell my husband, you need to stay away from him, and this was before I fell down the rabbit hole myself. Okay, bottoms up. So it was my daughter was born in 2014. So in 2016, I had my wisdom teeth out. And they were very impacted, so they had to like cut them out, stitches, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, I had my wisdom teeth out, and it was when I was first introduced to oxycodone. Never knew that it would be something that I would end up giving my whole life away for. But yeah, so I was prescribed that, and then not only did I have, the stitches and stuff, but I don't know how, because I don't smoke. I wasn't using straws or anything, but I ended up getting dry socket on top of that. So I had to go to the hospital, because I had no idea what it was. I just knew that I was in pain. Went to the hospital where they prescribed more pain meds, and then went back to the surgeon who did my wisdom teeth and got prescribed even more pain meds. So, and again, this was before I was an addict, so I'm taking them thinking, nothing's ever going to change, that I'm fine, that I need these pain meds, it's going to be okay. And I'll never forget, I had a friend come to visit me, and she was a friend that I would end up using with for many years. She saw the pills, and she was like, wow, you got the good stuff. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, take 2 of those instead of 1 next time, and you'll see what I mean. Of course, I fell for it, did it. Continued to do it because I loved the way it made me feel. I loved how it numbed me. I always feel so much, and I just wanted to not feel. I loved how it felt. I got addicted to the feeling of not feeling. So, yeah, and then once the pills ran out, I was like, dang, I missed that feeling. Wasn't even noticing that it was a problem. And the same girl was like, oh, well, I have someone you can get them from. Again, I justified it. I need these. I'm still in pain. They help me. I'm not hurting anyone. I was buying them from an old lady, so I'm like, oh, I'm helping her. These are prescribed by doctors. There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. Justifying it. Well, long story short, that turned into me getting, 5s or 10s, to me buying 30s. And by the time that I was like finished, I was probably doing between 12 and 15 of the 30 milligrams every day. So one little 30 milligram pill, I was doing 12 to 15 of those a day. Sorry. Don't ask me how I afforded it. You know, as addicts, we figure it out. That's where my criminal record came from, because I couldn't keep up with the costs. So, you know, I started stealing and doing really stupid stuff, and then getting caught with stuff on me when I would get caught stealing, so it would even be worse. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I had to change the baby's diaper again. So anyways, where was I? Okay, so I was doing that many. I'm trying to be quick because I know I don't have a whole lot of time on here. But yeah, so that just turned into a whirlwind of years of doing very awful things to get what I wanted. Took a couple years before my husband even really knew how bad it was. I was very good at hiding it. You know, I had the nice house, I had the husband, I had the kids. Nobody suspected that this is what was going on. But it got really bad. So towards the end, I tried rehab. Rehab didn't really stick. I went to jail for the first time right after rehab, which would turn into me going to jail many times. My husband was fed up, so we broke up. He didn't really trust me with my kids anymore because I had gotten arrested with them more than once. And I don't blame him. But it got so bad that I couldn't work anymore because I would get so sick at work. I couldn't be trusted by anybody. Never had money, never had anything. My criminal record was getting to the point where if I'd gone to jail again, you know, they were like, look, you're gonna go to prison, this is it. Well, I pushed it just a little bit further and ended up going to prison. I went for a year. I got out in 2019. And yeah, that was really rough, having to see my kids only through pictures and listen to phone calls only. That was pretty tough. But I guess it still wasn't enough for me because I got out and still wasn't quite ready. I don't know, it's like something just shifted in me one day and I just realized enough was enough. And I was driving in my car and I remember calling a clinic and was like, I can't do this anymore. And they were like, come in on Tuesday and we'll, you know, get you checked in. At first, I wasn't taking it seriously. So that's why my sobriety date wasn't until 2021. I started in 2020, but I wasn't doing it right because I've been on MAT. But yeah, so I got out of prison, finally got sober, and in 2021, me and my husband got back together. He bought a house for us. I have my children, my 15-year-old and my 12-year-old, and I also have, why is that doing that? That's so weird. It has to be a filter. I'm sorry, my 15-year-old, my 12-year-old, and we also have a 6-month-old now because I had a baby. So I just remember when I was in prison and I would just think like, this is the end. I'm never going to see my kids again. I'm never going to know the touch of my husband again. And here I am now, and it's just incredible. And I'm almost 5 years clean next month. So to anybody, you know, if you feel like you're too far gone, and this is only just a little piece of my story, I can get a little more detailed if you want me to. It's kind of hard, but I can. You probably already have an idea of, you know, the darkness behind it all. But yeah, that's a little glimpse into, you know, my sobriety story. If you guys want to talk more, let me know. But I'm going to get my coffee started and go hang out with Little Man, and I hope everybody has a wonderful morning. I love you all.